Welcome to The Big Match Revisited, a chance to look back at the way football was televised more than 4 decades ago. This edition was shown in December 1974, and the main match was from Division 3. It featured a Crystal Palace side including 2 men who'd go on to manage England, Terry Venables and future caretaker Peter Taylor. Settle down for some football nostalgia with host Brian Moore.
And welcome again to The Big Match. Today we're going to dip into the 3rd division for the London derby game between Crystal Palace and Charlton Athletic. Palace lying 6th in the table, Charlton 4th. And it's a match I'm sure that you're going to enjoy. We shall also back that up with Newcastle against the team that started the day at the top of the 1st division, Manchester City. And finally the one at the bottom, Luton Town, and their 5-goal thriller against Burnley. Our studio guest today, it's welcome back to an old friend, yes, Malcolm Allison of Crystal Palace. We shall also be looking up a couple of old stars in Where Are They Now? And a quick look at your letters as well. But as I say, we should be talking to Big Mal later on. But first we shall see him in a warming moment of public relations at Selhurst Park yesterday as we go over to that ground now, where Palace say they have the best fans in the country, and certainly they must be amongst the most loyal anywhere in the game, bearing in mind what has happened to Palace in the past few seasons. So Malcolm and his team felt that they wanted to say a public thank you for what they've had in return from the crowd, which has been considerable. And yesterday's crowd of 24,000, incredible for a 3rd division game, was in fact Palace's best of the season. So, as you can see there, a worthy opening by Palace, really getting the crowd on their side, of course, for this South London derby game between Crystal Palace and Charlton Athletic. Now for the two teams. Palace make a change in goal from the side that beat Tooting in the Cup. Tony Burns returns in place of Paul Hammond. Jeff Johnson still not fit. As for Charlton, they've got a settled side. They are unchanged. But one question is, what effect will that very difficult pitch and gruelling cup tie at Tooting on Wednesday have on Palace? A point for the Palace skipper, Peter Taylor.
At the moment, we think the pitch out there is Wembley anyway, because the Tooting pitch was a bit rough. And I think it should be a great game today. I haven't played too well just lately, but I'm going to put that right today, I hope. Now, David Young, the Charlton skipper.
Being from the northeast, this is the first time I've been involved in a London derby, and I don't quite really know what to expect. We've been playing quite well. We haven't been too consistent this year, but we've scored a lot of goals, and we've conceded a few because we're an attacking side. But I think Palace are in the same sort of vein as us, but I think it'll be a very, very exciting match.
The referee today is John Williams from Wrexham, his first appearance at Selhurst Park, incidentally. And now the big crowd waits for the start.
And it's Charlton Athletic who get us away, attacking the goal to our left in the all-white strip with red stockings. Crystal Palace in their red and blue striped shirts and blue shorts. Taylor now attacking hard on Flanagan. And Jump also going in, but Flanagan going past him. And a foul on the Charlton Athletic player, giving them a free kick in the opening 20 seconds of the game. One that Eamon Dunphy will curl into that Crystal Palace penalty area. And there it goes. Tony Burns is going there and has to punch it away, and only half got to it. But that really was quite a violent assault on him by Harry Cripps, no less. And it'll be a free kick. So Tony Burns back in the side again. Goldthorpe going for it and winning it, but winning it unfairly, and Palace get the throw, the free kick. And Ian Evans, just a fraction inside that Charlton Athletic half. Taylor trying to get a header to it. Jeffries, who's playing well at the moment, giving that one straight to Flanagan, and Dunphy and Cripps. An old Millwall combination there, and now back to David Young. Flanagan. Straight to John, taken nicely on his chest. Forward now for Hinchelwood. Into the path this time of Charlton, but Curtis spotted the danger, and it'll fall for Swindlehurst, and there's the header, and Goldthorpe with a chance to get it away. And a throw to Crystal Palace. Taylor will take it. And here's Whittle again darting in front of that Charlton defender, Cripps, bringing him down right on the corner of the box. A free kick to Palace. 7 minutes gone. There's a quiet word there between Taylor and Venables. They've got something up their sleeves. A lot of big men are lined up on the far side, including Ian Evans and Jim Cannon have come up from defence. And referee Williams deciding he wants those Charlton defenders back the full 10 yards. Venables or Taylor. It's Taylor curling it in. And on the far side, Cannon going in! Jim Cannon has scored for Crystal Palace. And so it worked for Palace. They weren't sure, Charlton, whether it would be Venables or Taylor who would take it. It was Taylor who curled it in, and it was Cannon who met it beautifully at the far side to sneak it in 1-0 to Crystal Palace. 8 minutes gone. Jim Cannon's first goal of the season, putting Crystal Palace in the lead. Curtis now, a high ball. Chatterton going in there. Jeffries getting it away, and now a free kick to Charlton. Dunphy there. Number 4 is Bowman. Curtis is also in there, and Flanagan too. Now will Palace get a bit of their own treatment? The Palace wall with Taylor, with Chatterton there. Bowman running over it. And now Taylor, the man with a great stride, and it's virtually 1 against 1. He's got to take on Young. Other Palace men up there with him, and it's still with Taylor. And finally it's Goldthorpe who had to slide in and get the ball away. A great run out of deep defence by Peter Taylor. Couldn't be quite sure whether he could go all the way on his own. Looked around for a little bit of support, and there was none there. And Goldthorpe got back in time to concede the corner. Taylor with the corner for Crystal Palace. Curled in again there. Hinchelwood with a header. Just wide of that far post. And Taylor with those swinging corners is going to cause all sorts of problems. It was his swinging free kick that led to the goal. And Peter Taylor, who confessed before the game that his form was none too good, could well be quite a worry throughout the afternoon for Charlton. Yes, that looked like a push by Horsfield on Jeffries. Well, I'm glad he's given it the other way. So it must have been a push by Jeffries on Horsfield. A free kick to Charlton. Bob Curtis is going to take it. Oh, and Horsfield nearly got to it. Hales did! My goodness, how did that save come about with Tony Burns? Tremendous piece of play by him. Clenching his fist, and he was pleased with that. It looked after Horsfield had just failed to get to it, but Hales would make a tremendous goal there for Charlton. But Burns did remarkably well. And it's a corner then. Here we go again. Oh, and that went right across the face of that Palace goal. And here's Derek Hales after it again. There's his cross, hit in low. Cannon, Hinchelwood, and Young for Charlton. Cannon again having a good game. But a throw to Charlton Athletic. Richie Bowman's going to take the throw. Venables seeking to get a bit of organisation in that defence. Oh, that's a good long throw there towards Hales. Has he got the better of Evans? No, he can't. But it might fall for Bowman. Goal kick. But it's a free kick then to Charlton, which Curtis will take. 2, 4, 6 white shirts lined up in and around that Crystal Palace penalty area, including Hales. And Norwich won't go. Horsfield turned it in, but there was an offside decision, and Horsfield's not happy about it. In fact, he's startled by it. But what a very good jump it was by Hales from that corner, and Horsfield's reactions were quick, but invalid. So still 1-0 to Palace. Dunphy and Young. Oh, a good cut out by Derek Jeffries. Jump, or rather a cannon. Forward towards Paul Hinchelwood. Taylor, free kick. Foul by Harry Cripps on Peter Taylor. And Harry Cripps sportingly going away to pick up the ball. But I don't think he's going to let it go until he knows that the Charlton wall is properly lined up and their defence is organised. Now Venables and Taylor having another word. Is Taylor going to curl one? He is again. And that time Evans is there! Oh, and he got a free header and should have made more of it. So Ian Evans there meeting again the curling free kick from Peter Taylor. Had a free header and missed. The problems that Charlton are finding from these dead ball situations, particularly when Taylor is on the ball for Palace. And here's Taylor again on the ball for Palace. Now Cripps for Charlton. Hales is offside. But the referee decided, I suppose, to play the advantage there, and it's with Taylor now. Curling another free kick in, and little Bowman got there for that one. Cripps whacking it away. Cannon closing in on it with Horsfield. And again a good decision by the referee, allowing the advantage to be played. And Powell takes it up for Charlton. Bowman has made a tremendous run for Charlton. Venables has gone back there with him. And there's his cross coming in, and Flanagan going in there, and Jeffries only half got it away. Great little run by Bowman, and here he is again. There's his cross once more. Hales going in there. Flanagan. And now Taylor can take it up for Palace. There's Whittle, and they've got 3 against 2 for Charlton, and Whittle showed too much of it. There was a chance there for Palace on the breakout. Richie Bowman really made a tremendous run there and is working so hard. There's Colin Powell. But Bowman really the smallest man on the field, who probably has got the biggest heart on the field. He really is doing a tremendous job in the middle of the field. Swindlehurst trying to lay it off for Taylor. Cripps finding it forward. Jeffries. Oh, what beautiful control. That was a beautiful piece of control by Jeffries. Cannon. And Goldberg. Chatterton going in there. A fairly free kick to Charlton. Curtis will take the kick. Jeffries. Now Powell. Oh, what a good shot! Oh, and what a goal by Colin Powell. Tremendous goal for Charlton Athletic. He took that inside, and Colin Powell whacked that with his left foot and makes it 1-1. With 32 minutes gone, only his 4th goal this season, the former Barnet player, number 7. Like a bullet, that left foot shot hit the back of that Palace net. Now it's Whittle for Palace. Swindlehurst trying to lay it off for Whittle. And Whittle and Cripps were squaring up a little bit there. 2 managers, you can see there, Malcolm Allison and Andy Nelson on the right. another free kick then to Crystal Palace. Again, Taylor and Venables are discussing something. Again, the referee wants the wall back, and Curtis wants everybody back, including Hales, who's now coming back, as you can see. They really have got worried, Charlton, by these free kicks, and not surprising, because Swindlehurst now, who has got perhaps the fiercest shot of all, and I wouldn't mind betting he's going to have a go. No, Taylor curling it, deflection, it's the crossbar, Charlton, 2-1. Nicky Charlton. Well, that was a lucky one for Crystal Palace. The free kick by Peter Taylor took a deflection, hit the crossbar, and Chatterton almost with a reflex puts it in to make it 2-1. So Nicky Chatterton, son of the groundsman, in fact, here at Crystal Palace. Nobody prouder on the field today with that Nicky Chatterton goal than his father there, just touching his hair. Len Chatterton, the Crystal Palace groundsman. Flanagan again. Dunphy, beaten by Taylor. I think Harry Cripps quite knew how he beat Taylor, but he did. Oh! That is straight off the ice hockey rink. A body check there by Derek Jeffries on Harry Cripps. It's not very often you see Harry get knocked off a ball. That really was some thud. Quite properly, it's a free kick to Charlton Athletic, which Mike Flanagan will take. Horsfield making a run towards the near post. Cripps is right in there too, but it might still come for Cripps, and now it's for Bowman, and hit first time. Goal kick to Crystal Palace. Chatterton. Dunphy being pursued by Hinchelwood. Harry Cripps. Oh, trouble so well there. And finds Flanagan. Now Flanagan against Jump. There's the cross from Flanagan. Powell's on the far side, and so was Cannon. Dunphy with a shot. Oh! Just past the post. Fell nicely from Dunphy as it came out from that scrimmage in the area. Out to Dunphy. Hit first time left foot. And the whistle goes for half-time. An excellent first half that's been a credit to the third division and to both the clubs. Palace going ahead with Jim Cannon, then it was Colin Powell, a tremendous goal that equalised for Charlton Athletic. But then within a minute, Nicky Chatterton had made it 2-1 after that ball to come off the crossbar. 2-1 for Crystal Palace. A lot more then to come on the big match this afternoon. But now the half-time score here at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 2, Charlton Athletic 1, and we'll be right back with the second half. Welcome back. Well, the sun may be setting in spectacular fashion over southwest London, but here inside Selhurst Park, everything is bright and waiting for a second half, which everyone in here, I'm sure, hopes will match the excellence of the first. Crystal Palace then leading by 2-1, now attacking the goal to our left. Well, in fact, we got a full start. Palace have not lost in their last 5 games, and indeed they've lost only once at home this season. And Taylor now planting it forward. Bobby Goldthorpe, the header, away to Harry Cripps. Hales and Paul Hinchelwood and Eamon Dunphy for Charlton Athletic. Free kick to Charlton. Which Harry Cripps will take. Hales was allowed to get to that one quite easily. Dunphy being forced off the ball by Venables. Whittle. Very quiet game by his standards, Alan Whittle so far. Here's Hinchelwood again. Played on nicely for Cannon, making a good break down the left. Oh, and a tremendous And a shot there by Hinchelwood just over the bar. And really doubts in the Charlton defence there as to the way that Hinchelwood was allowed quite so much room as that. Flanagan now. Pushing the back by Swindlehurst. Free kick to Charlton Athletic. Which Flanagan will take. Bobby Goldthorpe's going up. Harry Cripps is going up. And Paul Hinchelwood has come back. So too has David Swindlehurst. Really is congested now, that Palace penalty area, as Flanagan curls in a long free kick. Oh, missed kick there, and Dunphy hopes to make something of it. And finally Jeffries gets it away, but hits Charlton. Hinchelwood finally away for a throw to Charlton. Still leaving a little bit to be desired in terms of the organisation of their defence, Crystal Palace. Always get the feeling that Charlton could snatch an equaliser, and here comes Hales. A long cross there, and Powell is there, but didn't quite get the header in that he wanted. Good challenging piece of football there by Taylor. No free kick given, but Cheltenham can take it up now, and that almost came through either for Charlton or for Swindlehurst. And instead it's a throw to Crystal Palace. Charlton rather desperate in defence there. The darting of Taylor and the darting of Charlton unsettled them a little bit. And here's Whittle. Well, Whittle's lost out, and Powell can take it up for Charlton. Two sides who really are throwing themselves at each other in attack. Flanagan for Powell to continue the run. Evans can pick him up though, and Chatterton can help him out. All straight at Dunphy, but it'll fall for Venables. Played on for Taylor. Swindlehurst. Well, Young just looked at him there and took up a position instead of making a tackle. A nice little pass there by Chatterton for Cameron. Well, Hinchelwood hesitated for a moment and then found it was going his way, and it still will go for Crystal Palace's way. It's with Chatterton again. A shot on the turn. Oh! Taken out of the air so easily there by Tutt. Free kick. Pity the whistle came so quickly, because Palace were in possession with Jeffries. Foul on Jim Cannon in the foreground here. Palace coach Frank Lord on this side of the field. I wonder what for. Maybe a tie-up for somebody, maybe a word of advice for somebody. Goldthorpe's header, and Venables too. And then David Young's. Taken nicely on the chest by Flanagan. Chased that, he says, and so Hales is after it. But Evans gets there first for Palace. Second half at the moment, still not really living up to the first. Charlton still this goal down, but can they pull it back now as Powell turns it in again, and Evans side puts it away. Here's Bowman. Back for Curtis, hit first time. Now Taylor. Cripps almost bodily trying to pull him back. And play on, says the referee, playing the advantage. Chatterton taking it away, but it'll be a free kick, or will it be a drop ball? I think it looks like a drop ball. Flanagan. It's got to be Burns. Charlton looking for another goal from Colin Powell. Charlton's throw, says the referee. And the linesman. from the right place. Well, now that's put Horsfield onside by a Charlton player, by a Crystal Palace player rather, and Venables gets it away. 2 Palace players are down. Both Evans and the number 5 Jeffries. Now can Swindlehurst recover quicker off the ball? No, he can't, and it finds Harry Cripps instead. Still Derek Jeffries out of the play, but Evans is up again. Flanagan to Dunphy. Being pushed onto the field by Frank Lord, in fact, is Jeffries. And desperate for these 2 points at Crystal Palace. Young playing another high ball there towards Horsfield. It's not away yet. Stuart Jump could put it in trouble, and somehow Burns got there, and Jump really put his side in trouble there. Burns just getting there before Hales, and in fact there was a foul by Hales on the Palace goalkeeper, and a free kick. But a very brave piece of goalkeeping there by Tony Burns. Goldthorpe, a good positive defensive header. Now Powell, can he get through Cannon? There's a cheeky little cross. Oh, and just over the back of that crossbar. You really begin to wonder whether that heavy ground at Tooting on Wednesday has taken something out of Palace in these last few minutes. Certainly Charlton are lasting the better and are looking the more dangerous side in these closing minutes, with Palace still leading 2-1. And Young heading it away. Dunphy there, chattered it in strongly. Cripps now for Charlton. Played on for Flanagan. And Jump has got plenty of time to get that back, but decides that Hales was moving in just a little too swiftly. Taylor's flicked header off. Looked like a push in the back, but the advantage was played by the referee, which in the end turns out to be no advantage for Crystal Palace. Into injury time now at the end of the game. Curtis for Charlton. They've got to do it now, Charlton, and Arthur Horsfield is right up there, but Jeffries, who's had a storming game in defence, here he is again, the number 5, and it's all over, and Crystal Palace have picked up 2 very valuable points with that 2-1 win. That's the spirit the game's been played in. A fierce competitive game, but played in a good spirit. Terry Venables there, the number 4, shaking hands with Eamon Dunphy. David Young, the number 6 for Charlton, who's probably played as well as anybody on the field. A second half that didn't quite live up to all the excitement of the first. And a final scoreline at Selhurst Park that reads Crystal Palace 2, Charlton Athletic 1.
And indeed a credit to the 3rd Division and also to the Football League, really, that it can produce football of that quality so far down its league. Palace now 3rd in the table. Charlton have slipped to 7th. Our guest today, as I say, Malcolm Allison of Crystal Palace. Andy Nelson, the Charlton manager, is not a man given to wild statements, told me afterwards that he really felt that Charlton were playing well enough to come to your place and win yesterday.
Well, they've having a very good run, and they've got some very good players. It's probably the best team Charlton had for a long time. They caused us a few problems yesterday. We never played very well, but I think that we'll finish above them at the end of the season, although Andy seems to think the other way around.
Yes, you've got a bit of publicity this morning about that you've are prepared to put a fair bit of money down to that effect.
Well, it was only because Andy said that they'd finish above us.
Who particularly impressed you in the Charlton side, Malcolm?
Well, Colin Powell scored an excellent goal, and he's a very useful player. Mike Flanagan, he's a very useful player. And the 2 twin centre-halves, Goldthorpe and Young, they stopped everything.
Gave you nothing, did they?
No, they did very well indeed.
Peter Taylor, your exciting number 11, told us, as you heard on the start of the programme, he's not playing as well as he can. And indeed, in World of Sport yesterday, I mentioned the same thing to him. But he's got rave notices today.
Well, he's such an exciting player that when the press see him play, everything he does well, I think they notice now. But the great thing about him is when he's not playing brilliantly, he's still working very, very hard. And he's making a very, very good captain by example.
Well, certainly gave a good example with the free kicks that he took yesterday. Both led to goals. So at least your 2 goals came from Peter Taylor free kicks.
Yeah, he's got excellent skill. You see Peter, he's out of the picture now. You'll see him come in the picture and play a great in-swing with his left foot, flights in the far side of the 6-yard box, gives the goalkeeper no chance. Then you'll see Jim Cannon come inside Bob Curtis and knock it down in the bottom corner. It was a well-taken goal, and it was an excellent free kick. And you'll see that Jim's over the moon.
Tell us the story behind the Charlton equaliser and Colin Powell.
Well, Colin Powell, you'll see the ball knocked down here to Derek Jeffries, but before the match I told Jim Cannon to make Colin Powell go on the outside. Make him come on the inside because he's got no left foot. And this ball was knocked down to Derek Jeffries. There's Colin Powell now, takes it inside Jim, takes it past Derek Jeffries. Now you watch him play out on the inside of his left foot in the top corner.
There's a player with no left foot.
Yeah, no left foot. Look at this goal. How wrong can you be?
Yeah. But then Peter Taylor, with his other free kick, I think we've got to watch in the wall here. Terry Venables, the number 4, the dark-shirted figure there, trying to pull Bob Curtis away, wasn't he there?
He runs away. I don't know whether they got mixed up there. I think that Terry ran into him there. And you see David Swindlers go over the ball. And here comes Peter Taylor. And you see the ball hit Bob Curtis on the corner of the shoulder, deflect up in the air, over the goalkeeper, hit the crossbar. Now watch Nicky Chatterton running through the middle of the picture.
Does it hit him on the hand as well as the thigh here,
Well, you see
Malcolm?
Nicky here. He hits it, and it might have hit him on the chest as it come off his knee. But he followed it up very, very well.
It's been a very important week for you, hasn't it?
Yes, to get through that very difficult cup tie at Luton, I nearly said, at Luton, where the ground was very, very bad and the wind was bad. I was very pleased to get that over, especially missing the penalty. And yesterday to get to 3rd position in the league has been a nice week for us.
Chairman said to me afterwards, 3rd in the league, he said, that frightens me.
Well, it doesn't frighten me, you know. I told him that if he can be 10 points in front, you know, that's the place to be. But everybody's happy at the Palace at the moment, and we're looking forward to a good run now.
Referee John Williams of Wrexham, I think he kept up beautifully with the game. He was always on top of things, but he gave a lot of free kicks. There were 40-odd stoppages, Malcolm. Yeah,
I think that they're rather pressurised by the Football League, you know, with different circulars they get. And
I think they're for guidance more than directives. I think we maybe misinterpreted
that. Yeah, but
they're
still under pressure from them. I think that we got a lot of good referees, and I think they could referee with their own personality and their own knowledge, without this pressure. We'd see in the match yesterday, you know, where the referee stops the game on a couple of occasions, or maybe 5 or 6 occasions, when he could have allowed the game to go on.
Your point is that they stop it too quickly, that they don't allow the game to flow, they don't play the advantage, which referees in any case will say is the most delicate law to play in any case. Here are a couple of examples, Malcolm, that you had in mind.
You'll see Mike Flanagan on the ball here. He beats Peter Taylor. He nutmegs him there. And there you see Terry Venables come and play the ball. He gets underneath Flanagan and plays the ball towards the touchline.
And that's when the whistle's gone there.
The whistle's gone there. Now the ball's gone loose to Flanagan, and he could still play the ball up to one of his forwards, you know, and the game could have carried on. But the referee had already blown his whistle, and there was no infringement or anything. You know, he could have allowed the game to go on for just half a second, and he'd taken the advantage. Here's a goal kick by Tony Burns, and you'll see Goldthorpe and Swindlehurst jump for the ball. You know, just a straightforward jump. But you see the referee there, he's taking the whistle to his mouth while the ball's still in the air. And there, the 2 players jump. There's nothing in it, and it's gone. The ball's dropped down to Curtis, who could have carried on and playing, you know, and the advantage could have been taken by that.
It's a general criticism of referees, that really, isn't it? Not just the one that we saw yesterday.
Oh no, every manager in the game is talking about the amount of stoppages, you know, that's causing the game to be delayed, and it's also frustrating the spectators.
The managers have a meeting in a week's time. Is this one of the things that they're going to discuss?
This will be one of the things they discuss. We'll be discussing the point about injuries, whereby Bertie Mee made a statement at the last manager meeting that he would like to see that players who are injured left down and the play carry on. Now, there's nobody with more knowledge about injuries than Bertie Mee, so if he says that, you know, I'm certain I'm going to agree with him, and I'm sure the public would enjoy it, and I'm sure you'll see lots of players getting up if they know they're not going to be attended to or the game's not going to be stopped.
The offside law is another thing that is going to be brought up, I guess.
Yeah, I think that the offside law is the thing that's a very delicate thing, but the players not interfering with play is causing a lot of problems in football, and you see linesmen putting up their flags when players are not involved in the play at all, and I think that we'll talk about that very seriously.
Just one final point. In your programme, though, you said yesterday that you rated British referees second in the world only to the Dutch.
Yeah, this is why I think that they can use their own personality and their own knowledge, you know, to referee the games the way they want to referee them, without all these circulars coming and saying they've got to do this and they've got to do that.
Malcolm, well done yesterday. Third in the third division. It's nice to see things turning for you at last as well. Thank you for coming in. Well, for our second match today, we go away from London, in fact, to the far northeast, to Newcastle, in among the title challengers themselves. And they're playing the team that started the day at the top, Manchester City. 37,000 at St James's Park for this one. Pictures from Tyne Tees. The commentator is Kenneth Wolstenholme. Newcastle then against Manchester City, with Newcastle in the stripes.
Smith to Howard. Kennedy. Howard has gone up front. There he is, and it's a goal. That was a real cracking goal from Howard. He pressed forward with the attack, and as the ball was lofted into the middle, the ball nodded down by MacDonald, and that first-time volley from Pat Howard puts Newcastle 1-0 in the lead after 20 minutes. Hartford. Jewett. Marsh, it's the equaliser. A lovely bit of work by Jewett on the right, floating the ball right across, and Rodney Marsh, who so far has had a quiet game, just superbly positioned. And off goes Cassidy, through all sorts of trials and tribulations. Keeley. Colin Bell then playing the role of sweeper. And Kennedy. MacDonald. It's there.
But now on the programme, it's time again for Where Are They Now? And that's an England team from 1938. Before we lose it, let's just pick out one or two for you. Standing up on the extreme right as we look at it, Eddie Hapgood, and next to him is Joe Mercer. The goalkeeper we've already featured on Where Are They Now, Vic Woodley. And on the left of the goalkeeper as we look at him now, of course, Stan Cullis. Sitting down on the left-hand side, of course, I'm sure you recognise a young Stanley Matthews, and the man with the ball between his feet, Tommy Lawton, England, 1938. But the first old star we're going to look up today is Albert Quicksall, a star of the 1950s and the early 1960s with Sheffield Wednesday and Manchester United. Arthur Moore, who doesn't give us his address, and S.W. Fox of Danesbury, King Street, Combe Martin in North Devon want to know where Albert is now. Well, this is Albert Quicksall as he was as a player, 5 England caps, but I suppose best remembered for the part he played in the rebirth of Manchester United after the Munich crash. And indeed, he won a Cup Winners' Medal for them against Leicester City in 1963. So that's Albert as a player. Albert Quicksall today is 39 and doing very nicely in the scrap metal business. He still watches United's home games. He plays a lot of charity football, loves a game of golf, but fears that business pressures now have reduced his handicap from 3 to 6. Poor old Albert. But glad to see him doing so well in the scrap metal business. A lot of letters asking about one of the great characters of the game just after the war, who played for Queen's Park Rangers, for West Ham, for Orient and for Millwall in the league. A really frightening centre-forward with a cannonball shot, a man whose name was Frank Neary. Peter Woodall of 23, West Woodside, Bexley in Kent, Mrs C. Maining of Harlow in Essex, and Ron Bishop of 136 Oaklands Avenue, Oxley, Watford in Hertfordshire, all wanted to know about Frank. And Mrs M. Gray of Flat 4, 49 Caller Street, Port Noarlunga in South Australia, would you be, so far away as that. And a gentleman called Larry Simpson helped us to trace Frank. That's Frank as he was as a player, And here is Frank Neary as he is today. 54 years old, he works on the printing side for the Hotel and Catering Managerial Institute in southwest London. Still active, like Albert Quicksall, he loves a game of golf. Frank's handicap is 14. He's a fitness fanatic and now weighs a stone less, he tells us, than during his playing days. And indeed, there's a special treat. If Millwall fans want to see Frank Neary in action again, they've got a chance this coming Tuesday at a testimonial match for the Millwall player Billy Neal. Frank plays in a short game before Millwall's match that night against West Ham at the Den. Tuesday, as I say, a testimonial for Billy Neal. 9 years with the club until he's had to give up, unfortunately, with a knee injury. Millwall against West Ham and Frank Neary, the Den, Tuesday night. Our last match today is another thriller between Luton, at the bottom of the First Division, and struggling hard, really, to find their feet in the top division. Luton against Burnley. A match that was covered by Anglia Television. The commentators, Jerry Harrison, and Luton are in the dark shirts.
Noble's in midfield now with Collins and Billy Ingham. Over their heads, one by Waldron, two Collins. West is in there. Now Anderson, Thompson going for him on the left. It's a good ball, flicked on well by Sparring. Aston! Oh, hit the post! But the linesman's flag was up for offside. What a move, though. And the Luton crowd really loved that. Peter Sparring was involved in that. John Aston was there to pick it up quickly. And luckily for Alan Stevenson, the post intervened, but also the linesman before that. Faulkner. Can Thompson get this? He can. It's a good one to Anderson with a bit of space. Anderson a return from Sparring. Anderson wriggling around well. Looking for Alan West. What a great goal that would have been against his former team. But indeed, what a good save it was by Alan Stevenson. John Aston back to Faulkner. On the left here is Alan West. Oh, Faulkner, a nice bit of control. Yes, it's a good ball. And Brennan, with coming behind him, Jimmy Husband. Fortunate to see that go off. And what a dazzling run from centre-half John Faulkner. Used to be an inside forward in his days when he went on trial to Charlton. Garner's gone up there on the line. This time then Faulkner is at the back of the penalty area. Again an in-swinger from John Aston. Up goes Garner. Oh, clipped the bar. He did so well to come off the line quickly. It was a swinger. Got his head to it, but just couldn't get over it. Goalkeeper nowhere near it. A tremendous driven corner by John Aston. Garner quickly darting off the line. Got his head to it and ricocheting off that bar. Husband trying to get in front of Noble. Garner straight to Collins with late James out on that left and Brennan just behind him. There goes Brennan again. And a good one. He's got a powerful left foot with Fletcher coming to the near post. Hankin with a chance, an easy goal. A good goal by Burnley. Comfortable one there for young Ray Hankin. But it was made by that dazzling run and the fine left foot of left back Ian Brennan. Ian Brennan running past for the overlap, getting down there into a marvellous position and a powerful cross for Hankin to get up there and knock the simplest of goals in. It's Aston now. Ingham has already come back. Sparring. Good tackle though, and Newton showing a lot of poise. Good tackle by Waldron. And Newton showing the poise there not to panic and get it back to Stevenson. Faulkner, and Hankin's going to get another chance. Oh, what a brilliant shot. Here's James. Ryan gets it away, though. And Barber couldn't have seen that one. That was nearly number 2 for 18-year-old Ray Hankin, and what a powerful drive. We've got 4 minutes before half-time. Rodaway to Hankin, lets it run, but nobody was thinking with him. Rodaway coming again, but Sparring wins well to Jimmy Ryan. Now he's got a chance without on the right here. Peter Anderson. Peter Anderson with an opening. And it's Stevenson again. Alan Stevenson excelling himself in this first half. Nice ball from Ryan, setting Anderson up. A good drive, but he'd come off his line and he saved well. With Garner now on the goal line for the corner. Faulkner. Brilliantly taken. The equaliser 3 minutes before half-time from John Faulkner. Aston's corner. It came off a defender. Faulkner had to change foot. He was off balance, but he got it, and Stevenson never saw it. 1-1. And significantly, Thompson now is going to, it seems, take on Leighton James over that far side. James sticking to the right flank of Burnley. Newton almost getting his side into trouble. It's Waldron now. Fletcher, some nice control. Fletcher going down the middle. Leighton James against Thompson. Beating West first of all. And now it's Rodaway to Leighton James, and he's through. He's in. It's a fine goal. So Leighton James puts Burnley ahead. Well, he created this goal himself. He was willing to take men on. He got good support from Billy Ingham. A couple of give and goes. James finds himself in a quick, sharp shooting position, and he puts that one past Keith Barber so well. Newton. Offside against Leighton James. Rodaway wins it, but it's Peter Anderson. Too strong for Jimmy Ryan, but he's got time to turn. It's a good cross too. It's a good header from Jimmy Husband. Oh, Peter sparring it is. What a good ball from Jimmy Ryan. His first goal for his new club. Peter sparring. Collins, and on his left he's got Brennan. On the right over there is Leighton James begging for the ball. James fancies his chances against Thompson, but West has gone over to help him. First time quick, and here's Hankin. Yes! And that was a good bit of play again by Leighton James, setting Hankin up. He drew players to him. The marking was slack there. Just flicked one over first time. I think there was a call from Hankin, certainly Ingham let it go, and the first time shot, and in it goes. Number 2 for Ray Hankin.
A 3-2 defeat then for Luton. It really wasn't their day, and now they're stuck right at the bottom with 9 points only from 19 games, and more dangerously, they're 4 points adrift of the team above them, Carlisle. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed the programme. Remember, On the Ball in World of Sport next Saturday lunchtime, and the big match, of course, again next Sunday afternoon. We leave you today not with the sad story of Luton, but with the happy story of Crystal Palace. At last, things seem to be going right for them. 2 precious points yesterday, and these were the goals that brought those points. Not forgetting, of course, and sparing his blushes, the man who is the architect of it all, Malcolm.
And referee Williams deciding he wants those Charlton defenders back the full 10 yards. Venables or Taylor. It's Taylor curling it in. And on the far side, Cannon going in! Jim Cannon! They really have got worried, Charlton, by these free kicks. And not surprising, because Swindlehurst now, who has got perhaps the fiercest shot of all, and I wouldn't mind betting he's going to have a go. No, Taylor curling it, deflection, it's the crossbar, Chinnerton!